Hi friends, my name is Mackenzie. This is my channel Think Too Much. For this week's video, I wanted to do like a vlog style weekend in New York City. It is fall right now. We're probably a little bit past peak fall. It's hard to say in New York because I feel like different parts of the city experience fall differently. And I just wanted to do like a little bit of like a fall New York themed weekend and just take advantage of this wonderful city that I live in and try to do like a vlog thing. The only caveat is that I didn't actually like film in between the things that we did. I filmed the activities, but I didn't speak to the camera at any point. Okay, so just bear with me here as I like pretend, and we're gonna go back in time. I'm gonna pretend like I'm introducing the vlog and what we're gonna be doing this weekend, okay? Okay, hi friends. Today we're gonna go to the Empire State Building. Yay! It's the first day in my long weekend. I have a 4-day weekend. Today's Veterans Day. Okay, I can't do the pretending. It's too hard. I'm a really bad liar. So we're gonna stop pretending now. I went to the Empire State Building. We initially had planned to go to the Empire State Building and then also go to Central Park and then also potentially a museum. Mind you, we didn't get out of the house until like 2 p.m. and it gets dark at 4 here, and I very much forgot that was the case. So we really only made it to the Empire State Building, and then I like did some shopping. But I'm gonna show you the Empire State Building now, and then I'm gonna tell you about my thoughts and feelings and whether I thought it was worth it. And the spoilers, yes, I thought it was worth it. Cue the B-roll. So that was our little stint at the Empire State Building. Overall, Empire State Building, I think it was worth it. I thought it was fun. It was like a nice way to spend an afternoon, especially like, I don't know, in fall when it's like not too cold, but you're mostly indoors. You're outdoors for a little bit, but you're mostly indoors because they've got all the displays on the inside. Really loved all like the movie displays. As someone who lives here, it feels like the Empire State Building's theme is probably more appealing to me than it would be a tourist. Right? Because I'm like, I grew up watching these like movies and films and all of these things paying homage to the Empire State Building and New York in general. And now I live here. I like go through the exhibit. I'm like, nice. Like cool, we made it. I don't know. I feel like there's like a cliche with New Yorkers where it's like, you just constantly want to brag about your city, which is actually really ironic because when you leave New York, people just shit on you. I mean, the one time I ever got someone being like, wow, New York is so cool. And I was like, yeah, it is. We were literally in Switzerland. But anywhere in the States, they're like, oh, New York's so expensive. And I'm from California originally, so I also get that about California. It's very annoying everywhere I go. And it is expensive. That's true. They're not wrong, but it's a really cool place. There's a reason it's expensive, I guess. Anyway, fall is such a funny time in New York because it's like one of the best times in New York because it's so gorgeous. The weather's finally not like too hot, it's not too cold, but the days get so short, so fast. That's like a kind of weird paradox, right? And I was thinking about it, especially because it caught up on us so quickly. I was like, damn, this is like why people get seasonal depression. Like we just don't get a lot of sunlight in New York in the kind of colder months. And also that happens really fast. And I was also thinking about how, like, I only recently became a fake morning person, which, like, if you watched my last video, I talk about a tiny bit, but basically, like, this last year, I've started forcing myself to wake up earlier, just trying to have something to, like, look forward to before my, like, work day. It's actually been really nice, and I think one of the, like, unintended kind of positive consequences is going to be hopefully less seasonal depression because I will just literally have more of the day. So like, whereas before I was kind of rolling out of bed at like 9:30 Now it's like I have like 3 extra hours where like at least even if I'm not going outside, I have like windows with like light that's like viewable, and I can experience it that way. And I think it's gonna be good for my mental health. So if you're worried about seasonal depression, become a fake morning person. Maybe, I actually don't know yet. I will let you know. Also take vitamin D. Okay, day 2 of our fun little fall weekend in New York City consisted of Central Park and that museum. So we made up for a lost opportunity the day before. We got an early start, and I always try to make a point to like make it to Central Park right at peak fall because it's so beautiful. While we were up there, we went to the Asia Society and Museum. I don't know. Their exhibit right now is the Meiji Modern, which is just like an art and design period of Japan, and it was really gorgeous. If you're like coming to New York for the first time, I mean, and you're interested in that sort of thing, it's great. It's going to be pretty short, like you might get a little bit more bang for your buck out of like a Met. But yeah, if you've lived here for a while, would definitely recommend. It was cool. And after that, we came home and laid down because it was a lot of a day. We were also making evening plans. We got together with some friends to go to a bar. We try to exclusively go to dive bars because we hate crowds, and it's New York, so there kind of always is one. But yeah, it was fun. It was a time. I feel like I've been kind of like exploring, just trying to like figure out ways to drink less. And I definitely am drinking less than I used to because I just can't fucking handle it as well anymore. And it's just like kind of less of an interest of mine as like as a pastime, especially on like a weeknight. I kind of like my little weeknight routines a lot. So it's a little bit harder to get myself to go to like a bar like I used to. But in general, like I've just been like, I guess really recognizing like how icky alcohol is making me feel. And like I have a feeling that's a combination of me just like being older and like being more impacted by alcohol, and like less alcohol just like hits me a little bit harder. But also I think that I've been just like more in tune and in touch with kind of my body lately, and I've kind of been on like a little bit of like a wellness kick, but like not really in a perfectionistic way, and like almost like a like transitional way where it's like, I think last year I kind of had like a rough go during the winter. I had like a little bit of seasonal depression. It was an especially hard winter, but it was also a hard year. Like work was really tough at points. My relationship was great, so that's cool. But I was just kind of like really grappling with, I think it was pretty much just like a quarter life crisis. And it just kind of prompted me to kind of really, I guess, like look inward and figure out kind of steps I could take to take better care of myself, just like in the interest of kind of starting to pull myself out of that like seasonal depression. And in a lot of ways it worked. I guess this winter will be the true test. I think in a lot of ways it worked. I kind of created a morning routine. I just finished creating a nighttime routine, which like again was in my last video. And I've just been really focusing on how I feel and like trying to kind of improve myself like for the sake of feeling better. And rather than kind of like numbing out with alcohol, trying to like just like focus on my well-being and like doing things and taking actions that don't require numbing out. So it's made kind of my relationship with drinking a little bit tricky, especially because it just doesn't take that much booze to make me feel bad. So I've really been kind of, I was like talking with Max about this the other night. I've been kind of like trying to think of ways to just trying to like establish like a better, more intentional relationship with alcohol. And initially I was like, well, what if I just kind of like kick it eventually? And right now that doesn't really feel like something I want to do, like, right? Because there are spaces where I actually really enjoy alcohol. Like I love having like a nice glass of red with dinner, and like a wine tasting can be a lot of fun, or like some sort of like spirit tasting can be a lot of fun. Like I don't want to have to like give up on those things. But something that dawned on me recently was like, well, what if I try to focus on like kind of limiting my experiences with alcohol to experiences that I like really enjoy. So it's like, if I want to have a glass of red when we're like, I don't have a glass of red with dinner every night. I have it when we're like out at a restaurant. And if I want to do that, like do that. Right? That's like what you want. But like, you know, if we're talking like a shitty drink at like a bar just to kind of like keep the time going, maybe that's the thing to give up. Or like, how do I kind of drink more intentionally when I'm at a bar? What do I actually want? How do I want to be engaging with my friends and with kind of the drinks there, if that makes sense? Anyway, so I've been thinking about that. A little bit of a tangent, but it's relevant to the weekend because we went out with friends and I was feeling like such shit the next day. And also I feel like I come away from weekends always being like, I would like to drink less. So that was something I was actually thinking a lot about on Monday, which was my little bonus day off on the holiday weekend. And that's actually the last bit of footage I have for you, because I did do things on Sunday. I actually had a very busy Sunday. It was almost too busy to vlog. Yeah, I have literally no content, so sorry. Like, we went to brunch at a place that I wouldn't particularly recommend. We saw Andrew Desmukes, who is on SNL, and it was fun. So my Monday was kind of a recovery day because I had such a fucking intense Sunday. And yeah, for that I wanted to straighten a little bit, so I did, which I'll show you here. Yeah, and then I wanted to go see the movie Priscilla, so I did that. It was beautiful, actually. The movie was great. I figured I would like it kind of from like an artistic standpoint. Like the cinematography was gorgeous, the costuming was gorgeous. I really liked the kind of music curation. I tend to like that period of music in general. And it was really interesting. They did a whole movie about Priscilla, and I don't think they included any Elvis music. So that was cool. I thought they explored the kind of complexity of that relationship in a really thoughtful way. Not that I know jack shit about it, but just in terms of like kind of capturing the complicated nature of this, like, you know, relationship. She was so young when they met. There's such this like big age gap. He's so famous. And obviously he had like drug and alcohol issues, especially at the end. It was cool. Would recommend. But yeah, I think I'm gonna close it there. If you haven't visited New York and you're interested in visiting New York, or you have visited New York but you haven't visited in the fall, definitely recommend it here in the fall. It's gorgeous. Like I said, be mindful of the short days. But yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a lot of fun. I'm tired. Won't be doing that every weekend, that's for damn sure. But it's nice to have those kind of weekends in New York, especially when you live here, to just like really appreciate your city. And I feel like that's what this was for me. So yeah, also had some like interesting kind of reflections and takeaways between the drinking and the kind of seasonal depression thinking thoughts. It's interesting watching other YouTube videos about kind of like fall in New York, and everyone's kind of got, there's this like subtle hum of anxiety about like the seasonal depression that's about to kick in, which I appreciate everyone's candidness on. And also I get it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe if you want. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Bye.